Pick one, pick one. What is our rare? Create a 2/2 red goblin shaman creature token with whenever this creature token attacks, create a treasure token. You may discard up to 2 cards. If you do, draw that many cards, and then it becomes a 2/2. You can tap it for 1 mana, create a token that's a copy of another target non-legendary creature you control, except it has haste, and you have to sacrifice it. Reflection of Kiki-jiki. Well, this must be good. Seismic Wave. This shrine is also pretty good. It puts up 1/1 counters on itself for 1 mana at the end of each turn. And if you have more shrines, it puts even more counters on itself. Or on any shrine, even. Naturalist. What else do we've got? Twisted Embrace is pretty good. Pretty solid removal. The Modern Age, I guess it's fine. So we are now like red, and what else? Well, maybe we are just, I mean, this is a goblin shaman, so it's neither a samurai nor a warrior. I'm kind of convinced of that card. This is a pretty strong card, and we could be like red-green modified creatures. Speaking of modified creatures, there's a web spinner cuff which helps to modify your creatures. Reality Haste is not pretty good. And well, this is a good card, and there's also the Kunai, which is a good card, I guess. Still, I mean, this creature gets +1/+1 for each land you control. It's a pretty huge creature usually, and it has reach. I made good experience with that. The captain is also fine, but again, this is not one of the card types we need. Yeah, I think I will go for the Saga here. Okay, another rare. X and white is an additional cost to cast this spell. You may exile any number of white cards from your hand. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each card exiled this way. Exile target artifact, creature, or enchantment with mana value X or less. Well, that's pretty good. What else do we've got? This is the pump spell, the trick that gives +X, where X is the highest mana value among permanents you control. Also, Fade into Antiquity is pretty good here, but this also kills artifact creatures and enchantments. Voltage Surge would be fine. So maybe we are red-white after all. Which makes me regret not picking the Samurai, the on-color gold card. Specialist is also a pretty good card. But I think I will go with the March here. Also, I want the rare. Okay, 4 mana ninjutsu, 2/2 double strike, or just for 3 mana 2/2 double strike. Oh, the Blessed Samurai is pretty good. I like that card a lot. 7 mana 4/4, but it costs 1 less for each enchantment you control. Well, we already got one. Intervention would be fine. Not sure about that card. Also, I like the Colossus. That not necessarily means that Colossus is good, but I like it. Yeah, I will pick the Samurai here. +4/+0 becomes attached to a creature, tap that creature and equip 2. Not the best. 3 mana 0/4 trample and gets +1/+0 for each artifact or enchantment card in your graveyard. I'm not sure about that. Maybe I would rather pick the intervention here. Well, whenever a non-token modified creature you control dies, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token. But white seems to be open. Well, this is still good in red-white. It's like samurai, warrior, modified creatures. Yeah, I like that, but I guess I like the intervention more. Another rare. Mill 3 cards, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Exile this saga, then return it to the battlefield, and it's a 1/1. So this is a pretty good card. This card goes pretty well with all those modified creatures, but there's also a Solitude. Solitude, I like it a lot. It finds your card every turn. I really want the rare though, but still, this is a... I mean, for example, with Patrol, which can attack in the air every turn and find you an extra card. So I will pick the Solitude here. And it seems like we are red-white now. Oh, jeez. Well, green is back on the table. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on target creature or vehicle you control. This is just busted. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature or vehicle. It gains vigilance and later turns to a 5/5 vigilance with haste. This is like a sacrifice, draw 2 type effect. This is a bad removal spell, but still a removal spell. Centipede. When it attacks or a creature it equips attacks, it gets +2/+0. The red shrine. We don't have another shrine yet, right? We saw the green shrine earlier. I'm still not sure. I mean, I could even give up on white and play just green-red. Green-red, like lands and modified creatures. Other artifact you control enters the battlefield gets +1/+0. Return target creature card from a graveyard to your hand. Return target enchantment card. I think I will still go for the shrine though, because maybe we find more shrines later on. Sacrifice another artifact. It gets +2/+1. We don't have that many artifacts right now. In fact, we don't have any artifacts. So maybe just the Bearer of Memory. And white is looking worse here, worse and worse. We are giving up on our only both removal spells by giving up on white. I don't know, maybe we can play 3 colors. I don't want to really. Okay, Fade into Antiquity. Still better than Crackling Emergence. There are enough targets for that card. Oh, but there's also a Kunai. Man, is that better here? I think it's better. And it also makes that our creatures are modified. Okay, I think this is a good removal spell. We could play this for mana fixing. Because we are pack 1, maybe we will open a bomb. A off-color bomb. But still, this is a fine removal spell, so let's pick that here. The trainee's actually pretty good. I'm surprised to see it here in pick 12. So let's take it. This one is fine. I mean, we already have some stuff to make our creatures modified, or to modify our creatures, and so this is likely to enter the battlefield as a 3/4. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think I will play this. And I think we are now red-green. Okay, we open a off-color mythic rare. And I will pick that. This is a rule. I don't pass on mythic rares. 3/2 ninjutsu, 4 mana. And when it deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of each player's library. Until end of turn, you may play one of those cards. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than paying its mana cost. We will not splash this card. I mean, we could. It's like, it's only 1 black when you ninjutsu it in, but still. What are we giving up? Well, maybe if we still want to pivot back into white. Oh, Blossom Prancer is good. It's a 4/4 with reach. And when it enters the battlefield, it finds you a creature or land, or maybe it makes it gives you 4 life. Put 2 1/1 counters on target creature you control, or put 2 lore counters on target sagas you control. The next time one or more enchantment creatures enter the battlefield under your control, this turn each creature enters with 2 additional 1/1 counters on it. So you can transform your saga into a creature and then it gains 2 1/1 counters. 1/1 with Death Touch. This is a fine creature that puts a counter on a creature. Oh, there's a Twisted Embrace, which is a good removal spell, and we are lacking on removal spells here. Yeah, we actually just have this Comet Trick and the Kunai. So there's another shrine, also black, but the operative is not interesting for us here. I mean, this creature is fine. It's for 5 mana, 5/4 with trample and haste, but you can also play it as a pump spell, which gives you creature +3/+1 and trample until end of turn. What's that? 5 mana 3/6, and when it's entered the battlefield, you can return an artifact card with mana value 3 to the battlefield, but we only have one artifact. It's a Kunai, which wouldn't be bad to get back, but still, I think I will take the boar here. I like that card a lot. Deals 1 damage first, then the next creature enters with a 1/1 counter on it to the battlefield, and then it turns into a 2/2 with haste. Yeah, it's a lot better than all the rest. What's that? Oh man, this is another premium removal spell. Costs 1 less if you cast if you control an artifact, and 1 less to cast if you control an enchantment. Destroy target creature planeswalker. Apprentice is fine, and another Kunai, but still, the saga is just better here. And I think we have some sort of... no, we don't have any synergies with... oh man, this is good. This is so good here. The 2 mana shrine to go with our other 3 mana shrine. This would also be fine, but this turns itself into a modified creature, so... But this would also be a very good card in our deck, I think. So what was I saying before? Yeah, we're just a modified creatures, modified creatures deck, not really a enchantment deck. We have a lot of enchantments though. 7 with that 8. Gloom Shrieker, 2/1 menace. When it enters the battlefield, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. And if it would die, exile it instead. Ambitious Assault. Creatures until end of turn get +2/+0. If you control a modified creature, draw a card. Well, that's good in our deck. Companion is better with Ninjutsu, I guess. Beetle is fine. But I think I will go with the Assault. We now have, we have 7 creatures. Yeah, this is a perfect card in our deck. You play it on turn 2, then you play somehow a modified creature on turn 3, and it becomes a 3/3, and it becomes even bigger the more modified creatures you control. Also, the Preserver would be good again. So right now, well, we already have quite the amount of 2-drops and another Renegade. This is so good. Also, the Keeper would be fine. Still don't like that. Really don't like that saga here. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an enchantment or land card from among them. Could be fine in our deck. We already have 8 enchantments. How many modified creatures enablers do we have? Well, let's count later. This is more for the Samurai and Warrior deck. This 2, and this is the Apprentice. But I think this one is fine. It's a fine Comet Trick. Yeah, this is only for pilot and vehicle synergies. So the captain we don't care about, but the antiquity. Before we took another card, I don't remember which one. So what enablers do we have? We have the saga, we have the shrine, the earth. This one does not enable. Nothing interesting here. I guess I will just pick the uncommon here. This one is fine. Oh, but the fixing is better, I think. We can find another other good 3-drop later. Also, the apprentice would be fine as a modified creature. And this, when it deals combat damage to player, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control that doesn't have a 1/1 counter on it. So also that is a enabler for modified creatures. A pretty bad one though. Okay, so far so good. And we open another off-color rare. Up to X target creatures face out, and it costs 2 less for each blue card, I suppose. What else do we've got? Another Solitude. Oh, and we also got the Guide Bot. This is really good. It draws you a card, and the ability costs 4, but 1 less for each modified creature you control. And it also puts a 1/1 counter on a creature when it enters the battlefield, which can be itself. Terrarium, some graveyard recursion stuff. Nothing else too good. So I will pass the rare. I will not rare draft here because I think this can be a game winner. Wow, really good white cards here. Also a pretty good green-blue card. Oh, but also a pretty good removal spell against other modified creature decks. Deals 2 damage to that permanence controller if you control a modified creature, so it's actually perfect in our deck. And another trainee. And an antiquity. Not sure if I would play 2, but I think it's a good card. Prancer's good. I don't like the Kami. I mean, you can return your own sagas, but usually they turn into creatures and you want to keep your creatures. So I think the Prancer is good here. So now we have 24 cards. We are in pack 3. So now we can just replace our bad cards with better cards. Let's see what we've got. Like, we have got some few combat tricks. I think I would like to replace the Stalker. And also this one is replaceable. And other reaches Skyward. Enchant artifact or creature. When it enters the battlefield, if enchanted permanent is a creature with the greatest power among creatures on the battlefield, draw a card. And it gives +2/+1. And another antiquity. I think this is not good enough. This is definitively not better than our Skyward. So what else can we could replace, like the Bearer of Memory. It's a fine mana sink, but 6 mana for 1/1 counter, okay. On target and also only on enchantment creatures. And other Roaring Earth. Man. Well, we right now have 12 creatures, so man, this is so good with the Skyward. I always want to say Squidward. Oh, but there's also Rebuke. Wow, this is difficult. Well, I think I still will take the Earth. It's just so good, and we're lacking on creatures, so maybe the Rebuke isn't that good. But still, I really need more creatures here. But we don't find any. Grafted Growth. Well, it puts a 1/1 counter on a creature. So it enables modified creature synergies, but it's not really good. Gives +1/+0 and gains first strike. I don't know what to take here, honestly. Maybe I will just take the Colossus, but I don't think I will play it. I already have... Well, then I can also pick the uncommon, because I already have some good 5 and 6 drops. So what do we've got here? Still no creatures. The Apprentice, I guess. Another Colossus. I think it's got to be the Apprentice. It's a good enabler, and if it dies, it puts one of its 1/1 counters on another creature. Well, we don't only have 13 creatures. We have also those sagas, which also counts as creatures, so at least 3 more creatures, right? There's not much for us in those packs. I think the Assault we can maybe lose. So we don't have a lot of removal spells, which is pretty bad. The March Wield, I think I will pick it here. I don't want to play another Solitude. I think one is enough. So let's rare draft. The Preserver could be fine, but there's also a Trainee. We have such a low mana curve, so maybe I will pick the Trainee and just play 16 lands. No, I guess I will play the Preserver. We have so many 2-drops. I think I want that 4-drop. Well, those are both bad. I'm not going to play any of those. Antiquity or Wisdom, I don't think I will play any of those. And other Antiquity. So many Antiquities. I think at least one. We are going to play at least that one. So I think the deck turned out fine. Let's see. I mean, if you control a modified creature, draw a card. So most of the time it will draw us a card. And I like cards that replaces themselves. We don't want that. Maybe we will lose the safekeeping. We at least have the Flare, and we have the Kunai, so 2 removals. I mean, like 2 removal spells, and how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 and 2 drops. So that should be enough. And I think, not sure if I want to lose the Stalker. Maybe I should. I mean, I could play the Apprentice and then ninjutsu in the Stalker on turn 2. But I think it's just too bad, a too bad creature, so let's get rid of it. And then we've also... I'm not sure if I'm supposed to play the Shrine here. I mean, we have the other Shrine to go with it, but it's just a 2/2 with first strike, and it only deals damage to players and planeswalkers, but I really hope we will not facing many of those. I think the board's good still. So now we have 13 creatures, but with those sagas we have 16. Is there any other card that doubles up as a creature? Yeah, maybe the Earth. I mean, usually I want to play it as a enchantment, but you can turn one of your lands into a creature, even with haste. So if you're flooding out in the late game and then you draw one of the Earths, you can turn your creature, your land into a huge creature and attack. I mean, the Fang could go. Antiquity is another removal spell. I think I want to keep it. So there was another combo trick, if I remember right. Yeah, the boon. I think we can... I mean, we have so many 2-drops. Most of the time it will give +2/+2, so I will kick that out. And now we have 2.8. But this can find creatures or enchantments for us. This generates value. This is a mana sink. So I think we are fine here. Even the shrines are mana sinks. Also the solitude generates value. So maybe we get rid of the safekeeping. Is there a creature we want to save necessarily? I mean, if we had a bomb, we could keep the safekeeping just to protect our bomb, but we don't have, so I think I will get rid of it. So there's still the assault. I mean, now we only have the boar and the assault as combat tricks. Maybe, I mean, we have 2 times. We have the earth, so I think I will get rid of the assault. We have the earth. It's not a combat trick, but it can pump up your creatures. And what we want are just enough creatures to pump up. Now we have 16 with the sagas. Let's try it like that. Well, we got the saga and we got a 2-drop. I don't have to play this on turn 2. I can play it turn 3 and follow up with a land. So I guess I will start with a saga. And if this creature dies, it puts it 1/1 counters on another creature. So I think it's pretty good to play the apprentice and give it the other 1/1 counter. I really hope our opponent does not have a removal spell for our apprentice right now. Yeah. So next turn, this turns into 2/2 with haste. And we can play the earth, play a land, put a 1/1 counter on this. And if it dies, we just put those 1/1 counters on our 2/2 with haste. Okay, this cries 2, you gain 2 life. And then it turns into a 2/2 with first strike. So we get our hasty creature. Oh, don't mess it up here. First, the earth. And then we will put a counter on the apprentice as planned and attack for 5. It's a pretty good start. Next turn we can play the preserver. Maybe put another 1/1 counter on the apprentice. Well, now I want to put at least 1/1 counter on the Kumano so it can attack. So let's do that. And then I will play this one and put another one on the apprentice and attack for 7. Next turn we will play Prancer, hopefully find some more cards. We have another land to pump up our preserver. Now they've got a 2/2 with first strike. But that's still fine. What's that? It's a Terrarian, so nothing too scary. It finds the opponent a land and it can put a 1/1 counter on one of their creatures. But only at sorcery speed. Oh, and they kill our 3/3, okay. Well, that's fine. Could be worse. So I think I am fine by them double blocking, so I will... I mean, I could even put a counter on that creature, but they could also have the... I don't know how the card is called. It's a 3 mana arrest type card that makes that this creature can't attack or block. And so that's why I don't want to go all in on the apprentice. So let's play the Prancer. Opponent is already down to 5. Ooh, so many cards. I guess, I mean, this card, oh man, they are all so good, but I guess I'm supposed to take the boar here, just to have another lethal creature that enters, that has haste, so let's take it here. So next turn we can put another counter on the apprentice, play the boar and have like 2 lethal creatures and at least 1 creature that puts our opponent to 1. Yeah, this is enough. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, so far so good. But now we have a pretty bad opening hand. We don't have any green mana and we can't even play any of our red spells if we don't draw another land. We have both shrines, but I think this is a mulligan. And this is a much better hand. Should I get rid of the kunai? I mean, we have the renegade and the shrine to go with it. We have 3 mana, so we are likely to play the Prancer on turn 5. Yeah, I think I will get rid of the kunai. So I will start with the renegade because we can't put a 1/1 counter on this creature anyway. We drew another Prancer, which is nice. If it attacks alone, tap target creature you don't control. So, well, we drew the other shrine. This is pretty cool. So there's no point in playing the shrine. It has first strike, but they can just tap it by attacking alone. I mean, only with the subduer. So I will play the shrine, pass and pay 1 mana, put a 1/1 counter on it. So the renegade gets +2/+0. They can tap it. We won't block. The shrine is too good here. And now we can just play another shrine and make it a 4/4 with first strike. So attack with the renegade. And then we have to be careful. Yeah, we want to pay for that ability. So we can put 2 1/1 counters here. Next turn, I'm not even sure if I should play the Prancers here. Because, whoa, maybe they messed up and they thought they can tap. I think, I mean, they have 4 mana up, so what kind of, they could have like the pump spell that gives +2/+2 on 2 creatures and lifelink if you control a enchantment. So maybe I should block here. Try that. Okay, intervention. Well. So now it might be better to play Prancer. Yeah, it's a good blocker for those creatures. It finds us another card and we miss out on a 1/1 counter, but Earth or Solitude? Maybe it's gotta be Solitude. I mean, Earth, now we don't have any lands anymore. So we could make a 3/3 land, but that's not even that good. So let's take the Solitude and attack for 5. Keep our 4/4 back, which can't attack anyways. Okay, they have another removal spell for a 4/4. Well, guess what? We have another 4/4. Do we play it here? Or do we just play... I mean, I could just play the Solitude, attack with our 3/3, find another card, which is a land, which is pretty good. This does nothing next turn, and later it turns into a 1/3 defender, which draws a card when it dies. And then we play just another renegade. And end the turn. Put a 1/1 counter on our shrine. Terrarium again is not that scary. Yeah, we will take 3 here. We go down to 7, which is scary, but we can still gain 4 life. I'm not sure if it's better than just find another good card. I'm a little bit worried that they have another removal spell. I could also just play the boar, or maybe I should attack first with one of the renegades, find another card. Yeah, let's do that. So we can be a little bit careful, more careful here, because we have a lot of cards we can play. So now I will play this one. And the 4/4 Prancer. Yeah, and I will take the rare Saga. I think that's good. And there's no point in putting more 1/1 counters on that creature anymore. But still, it pumps our renegades. Uh-oh, what's that? Enters a battlefield or takes, if you control an artifact and an enchantment, create a 2/2 samurai creature token with vigilance. Okay, so I think I will block now here. It's a bad trade, but we can't let them tap down our creatures anymore. So I think I will attack with the Prancer here. I mean, we have this. When you cast your next creature spell this turn, so the token won't trigger this one. I could also play this one and pump up the Renegade. Or I will just play those two. And this one enters with a additional 1/1 counter the battlefield. This one also can trade for the Pillar of Order. They still have an enchantment and an artifact, so they can make another 2/2 here. So I think this is what I'm gonna do. I think I will attack first with this. No, this is a bad attack. I think I messed up here. I should have played like the Bearer first. Well, I don't have to attack. I mean, I don't necessarily need the card from Solitude. So I won't attack. And I will play the Bearer of Memory, which comes into play with an additional 1/1 counter. And I will play the Fable. And pass the turn. So I'm a little bit afraid of... There's a card that gives like the creatures, I guess, oh man, but they don't have a modified creature. So this can create 5/5 dragons. Well, now they have a modified creature. Oh, this is scary. This is very scary. Next turn they can attack with a Pillar of Order. I can now ditch 2 cards. Maybe the board is too slow here, because they can make a lot of drakes. Well, actually not a lot of drakes. They can make one drake. So I will at least draw a fresh card for this forest. I could get rid of the Guidebot. I mean, I can put a 1/1 counter on this Prancer to block their 5/5, and then they get a... They can make a dragon once, but if they modify another creature, they can make more dragons. Yeah, maybe I should get rid of this and hope to find a removal spell here. This is not bad. So how can we attack here? We can attack with our 5/3. They double block it. We can put a 1/1 counter on it, but I don't think they will mess up. I think I will want to get this going. So let's attack first with the Renegade. To see what we find with Solitude. Maybe we will find a removal spell. It's just a land. Okay, they double block. So I think we can't... They will be able to make their dragon. So, well, a huge creature with reach is pretty good against the dragon. Oh, we only have 2 forests left. So we end the turn. Well, let's put a 1/1 counter on this creature, cause why not? So next turn we can create copies of our tokens. No, this does not have haste. So I think they are going to attack with their pillar. Ah, they lost their artifact here, so we will double block. This can create treasure tokens, so I think the token here is more valuable than the Kumano. So let's block like that. And I think they will just create a 5/5 token, and if they have a pump spell, we still have the boar. Okay, well, there's not much we can do about that. But now they can't create a dragon, and I think I will just play the boar to kill their creatures so they can't make a dragon next turn. And we even exiled it, so that's good, I think. And we can return a land from our graveyard. Yay. And Teguchi can exile, like, the Conda. Oh no, we put it on top. Oh, this was so stupid. Well, should I exile that? I think so, right? So I can attack with everything? Well, maybe not with everything. I can exile it, and if they double block, it's a pretty good trade. Oh man, this was so stupid. Should I even exile it? Yeah, I think so. Because it draws them a card if it dies. I don't want that. So let's attack with this one. Maybe I shouldn't, because they can attack. No, that's fine. That's fine. I can generate another treasure token, and I can put a 1/1 counter on our kiki-jiki. So this is not only at sorcery speed. And we will not pay for the shrine this time, because this time it does matter. Oh boy, the walking skyscraper. Why not? Haha, I guess they messed up here. Oh, and they give up, but they hate the skyscraper. Why would they give up? Just because they messed up. I mean, this was not over. Okay, well, we had a creature that was even bigger than the skyscraper. Imagine that. So I think this is a pretty good opening hand. We keep 7. We can even play the kunai on turn 1. Turn 2 the renegade. Turn 3 we can play the trainee and equip. And then attack with a 3/3 renegade. Did our opponent just took the second mulligan? They did. Well, this must be a good sign. So, and also we have the kiki-jiki mirror breaker stuff. So, I mean, I could even play that on turn 3. That would be even better. So I think I should just play the trainee to attack for 2 next turn, and play the mirror breaker. And the creature will generate some treasure tokens, and the solitude will find us extra cards. So this doesn't have haste, so I think I will just attack. Oh, what do they've got here? It's a land, legendary land, and you can discard it and deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature, and this costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature you control. Those lands are busted. Those lands are pretty good. Okay, we got our Goblin Shaman. And this creature does not block very well. And our opponent is stuck on 2 lands. Well, they got pretty unlucky here. I don't think I want to lose any of those cards, so I will just decline. I mean, I will play the Solitude first and see what we find, I think. So we just attack with the Goblin Shaman, or should we just pressure our opponent? No, I don't think so. I want to get value. Oh man. Oh, this is so sad. So we can't play it here. So I just will play the Renegade and pass. So this was a mistake. I should have just attacked with both of those creatures, and next turn I could have attacked with the Shaman. Well, it didn't matter after all, but I think it was a mistake. 3-0 so far, could be worse. 2 Renegades. Nothing to modify a creature, but I think it's still good enough because we also have the removal spell. We have a Prancer and 3 mana, 1 of each color, so good enough here. And we got the Earth, perfect. So next turn we can play it, we can play a land, put a 1/1 counter on the Renegade. It won't pump itself, but it will pump the other Renegade next turn. 3 colors, oh boy. And the Cult. So we really want to draw our antiquities here. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. So now they can sacrifice an artifact. Also this artifact itself. That's why it's holding priority. And it deals 1 damage to each opponent and they gain a life. And I think they create like artifact tokens whenever they, at the end of the turn, whenever they sacrificed a artifact. And a rare 3/3 Menace, Ninjutsu, and when it deals combat damage to a player, you may remove a Menace counter from it. When you do, that player reveals their hand and you choose a non-land card from it and you exile that card. Yeah, I think that's good enough to be killed. So I play the other Renegade first. And then I play a land to put the 1/1 counter on this Renegade. And then we deal 3 damage to this creature and 2 damage to our opponent and attack for 4. And now we already have some pretty big creatures. If we draw another creature next turn, we can play it like a 4 or less mana creature, and then we can play it, put on one other 1/1 counter on it and make like 6 4s here. It's a 4/1 and this creature can't block this turn. Well, we drew another land, so I think I will just put a 1/1 counter on this Renegade and only attack with this Renegade. I don't want them to trade because we can easily give it 5 toughness and attack past that Ogre. So I would play the Prancer and hopefully find something good here. Yeah, I will just take another Prancer. I mean, another Earth would also be good, but right now we only have 1 more land in our hand, so another Prancer is probably better here. Oh, another Cult. Man, I even think their deck is pretty good. Now they can sacrifice the Scrounger, they can make 2 1/1s, they ping us or better, they drain us even. But we drew the Skyward. So I think I will play that. Put a 1/1 counter on this creature. I mean, now they can just generate infinite 1/1s. This is so busted. This is not fair. What can we find with this? Just creatures and lands. So we can't find our antiquities with this. So if we attack with everything and they block and lose their constructs, they don't have any artifacts to sacrifice anymore. So I think we should try that. And I will play... will I play the Skyward or another 4/4 to put more pressure on them? I mean, I still have a land in our hands, so I would play the other Prancer. And I think the boar is pretty good here. Another hasty threat that also tramples. Put a counter here. And then we could attack like that, then they block like with the ogre. And with one of their constructs here, if I attack like that, they chump the renegade and trade with the ogre and keep one of the constructs. But I think we have to do it. They can even sacrifice their 1/1. But it only triggers on their at the end of their turn, right? Only once each turn. Wait. Whenever one of my creatures leaves the battlefield during your turn. Okay, creature during your turn. They play a boar and they attack. Okay, so we won't block. Are they planning to sacrifice the boar? Seems so. Okay, so let's play our own boar. And I think we will put the 1/1 counter on the boar, so because it tramples. I think that was a pretty greedy play here. They should have kept it as a blocker. But still, that was a close game. Man, those two cults. And all those 1/1 construct token things. Okay, 4-0 so far, which is pretty good. 4 wins is an important number because you gain 1,400 gems, which is almost enough to make another draft. And this hand is pretty good, I think. We have the Highlands to play on turn 1 and gain 1 life. We have a Trainee and also now a Renegade to play on turn 2, since we don't have something to modify our creature, or only the bot. I think we will play the Trainee to attack for 2 next turn, and then we can play the Mirror Breaker stuff. We also have the Kami's Flare. This is a pretty good creature and we have to kill it fast. So maybe I should just kill it right now. I mean, if they... Maybe not. Maybe I should get the kiki-jiki thing going. Because if they play an enchantment next turn, unless they play like a 3 toughness creature and they put a 1/1 counter, no, they can't even. So they probably, if they play an enchantment next turn, they probably put the 1/1 counter on the visitor. So I think I have another turn to kill it. So let's attack with the Trainee and see if they have some... Well, I don't expect them to have a trick. Or to play a trick, even if they have a trick. But there was a pause. So maybe they have a trick. And maybe they could blow us out when we just play the Flare. I will now just play the Mirror Breaker stuff, Saga, and next turn probably the Renegade and the Flare. If they tap out, because there's a response. They have something there. I guess it could also be the Punch. Oh man, what's that? Discard it. It's okay, it's channel, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or non-basic land. And that player may search the library for a land card with a basic land type. Okay, let's do that. So we didn't really need the other land here, but hopefully it thins out our decks so we... Oh, our opponent is mana screwed, okay. Well, that's pretty good. So I think, what do we do here? I think we attack first. Let's see if they have some sort of trick. I guess this was their trick all the time. So now I can I can try to kill them as fast as possible, or I can just try to make a lot of value. I think I will first deploy our stuff. Also the Renegade. Still, this is a 1-1. Yeah, let's pay 1 to deal 1 damage to their face. I mean, next turn we probably can kill another creature of theirs. Okay, and this was not such an interesting match, but we win. I'm not going to complain. So, 5-0 so far. I didn't expect it to go that well. But now, our starting hand is looking pretty bad again. Only green mana. I mean, I like all those cards. But still. Okay, now we have the Saga, the 1-mana Saga. Oh, we have the Earth. So I think I think I will get rid of the Kunai again, because we need enough creatures for the Earth. So I think I will play nothing on turn 1. I mean, and then we could play this on turn 2 and this on turn 3, but then we are missing out on 1/1 counters. But if I play this on turn 1, well, we could play this on turn 2 and play a land on turn 3 and put a 1/1 counter on the 2/2 hasty token. So, I mean, we could even draw a 2/2 creature, a 2-mana creature here. And if not, well, we miss out on a 1/1 counter, but we would also miss out on a 1/1 counter if we didn't play the Saga here. This loots 2 time and then it turns into a 2/3 flying, right? Yeah. So now we play the Earth. Next turn the Shintai put a 1/1 counter on the hasty token. And we have still 2 lands to go with the Earth here. They discarded 2 lands so far, so it seems like their Saga has been doing a good job so far. Drew another land, which is not the worst with Earth here. So let's put a 1/1 counter on this. Attack for 3. This makes a 3/3 and makes that 3 lands untap if we block the 3/3. Now they gain 3 life and they get their 2/3. So we have got to put a 1/1 counter on the Ancient Wars here, so it can attack past the Glider. Okay. A 3/3 that turns their flyer into a 3/4, and now we drew another land, which would be so much worse if we hadn't the Earth here. But still, I mean, what are we going to do? I could put the counter on our 3/3 and attack, and then they double block and we kill the Glider. Or I just put it on the Ancient Wars. No, I think I will do that. I think we are fine with the trade, right? Well, next turn well, maybe we just stay back. Ping him for 1. I mean, they could attack us for 3 next turn. They get another 3/3. All their Sagas are popping off right now. And by all, I mean those 2. But at least next turn we get a 4/4 with reach. We put another 1/1 counter on something. Oh, that was pretty good for them. Hey. Okay, they are also taken with the Preserver. Okay. The Guide Bot. Well. So let's put a 1/1 counter here and play the Prancer. Find something good, hopefully. I think the Skyward. I mean, we have a lot of cards to enable our modified creatures. Like this puts an 1/1 counter on that, that puts a 1/1 counter on that. The earth puts 1/1 counters on everything. So this would be a creature with a lot of power, but I mean, this card also gives us more lands to trigger the earth. So I will not attack. We have a 4/4 to block their flyer. We have a 3/3 with first strike to block everything on the ground. We just have to hope they don't have another piece of interaction here. And if those creatures can stabilize the board, we can deploy the Skyward. We can play a guide bot. And we just have to gain enough time to take advantage of the mana value here. So far so good. Then let's play the Skyward. We find 2 forests. We play a forest, and I guess we just put a 1/1 counter on Antiquity Wars. Or maybe on Prancer, just in case they can put a 1/1 counter on the glider somehow. So let's put it here. Play that out again. And next turn we can deal 1 damage even. And next turn we can play the bot, put a 1/1 counter on itself, put a 1/1 counter with one of our lands on one of our other creatures. Again, we really hope they don't find interaction here, so they can't attack us with the 3/4 flying. At least in 2 turns we will have another reach creature, so even if they find a interaction now, we will only take 6 damage, which would put us to 9. That would also be pretty bad. Next turn they get another flyer. Oh no, this is a good saga that draws them a lot of cards. But this attack doesn't accomplish much unless they attack with another creature too, but then we can just eat their creature. So we will do that and take 6. If we block that, they untap and they can play a trick, so let's block that one. Of course I would rather kill that one, but still. So now we drew the Bearer of Memories, so that's another... That's a creature we can play alongside the bot. And I think I want to give the Bearer of Memory, the 1/1 counter. And then play the bot and put another 1/1 counter maybe on that one, just in case they have another effect like that. And play the bot. Put a 1/1 counter here, and now it costs nothing. We can just draw a card for free here. And am I supposed to attack here? I mean, maybe not, right? I mean, I could attack like that, block their flyer, block like this creature and take another 3. If they have a removal spell, we would take like 5 and go to 4. They're at 17, so maybe I will not attack here and just stay back. I mean, they have the saga here, so they are going to draw 2 cards, or basically play Behold the Multiverse. And but still, I think with the bot here and with our earth here, we have more stuff to generate a lot of value than they have. And also we will get a huge reach creature next turn. And well, a 2/2 with haste for what it's worth. Oh, they also have the Skyward. Oh man, that's scary. Oh, and it seems like they have some kind of interaction for our guide bot. Or don't they? I really hope they don't. What's that about? Okay, I'm fine trading here with our bearer of memory. I'm not going to... Okay. So they have, it seems like they have the trick for 2 mana that gives one of their creatures, like what? Like +4/+4 it seems. So if I block like how? I mean, if I block like that, our reach creature just dies. I think I will do that, and then they can decide which creature to kill, but still we would eat 2 of their creatures. I don't think there is something... I mean, okay, now they untap 3 lands, but I just can't afford to take more damage here. I will just block like that. They untap 3 lands. They probably can kill one of our creatures. Hopefully not more. Well, that's fine. That's totally fine. Man, this was such a bad attack for them. Oh, and we drew the Antiquity. So, I guess we just exile the Unspeakable, the Behold here, right? Oh, this was so good. I mean, the Skyward is also pretty good, but next turn it does nothing, and this will get him at next turn like a 4/4 in the air. Is it even that good? I mean, we have the 7/7 here. Maybe I will just first draw a card with our Guidebot and see what we find. A boar. That's also pretty good. But we are not close to killing him here. So I think I will just attack first with this, and this, and exile their card here, and we have the boar as a combat trick potentially, or just as a big 5/6, or even better 6/5 next turn with haste. When we play another land and put a 1/1 counter on it. I didn't even check if we could have gone for the win here, but we couldn't have, right? We could have dealt 4 more damage by putting a 1/1 counter on a creature and 3 more damage. I mean, and by channeling the boar. Okay, I could have played the boar, but then they would have blocked like this creature and would have gone to 2. Well, never mind. I just exile this one now. And end the turn. Pay 1 for what it's worth. Put him to 5. And yeah, the second ability just does nothing. They can't imagine that they can do something unless there's some sort of... They have a way to reset the board. But we even have the 8/8 with reach to block their flyer. Okay, now they can bounce it, which is pretty good for them, but at least we can replay it. It's not a token, so we can replay it, find more lands. They're attacking. Interesting. Okay, they have a ninjutsu creature. Is it the same one? Is it their 4th specialist? So, okay, they can bounce another creature. Jeez. But still, we have the boar here, so I think we are fine. We just play a huge creature with trample and haste. We put a 1/1 counter on it, and we take with the team. And get, I don't know, the 6th win here? Pretty good. Okay, what do we think of that opener? I think it's fine. I mean, we don't have a creature that we can play on turn 2, but we have the Solitude. We can play the Bearer on turn 3 and hopefully take with it to generate some value, but we also have some good cards on at the end of our curve. The 1/1 Death Toucher lines up pretty well against our big beefy creatures here, but well, they might have the punch here. But let's see. We play the Bear of Memory and let's see what they do. We drew the Guidebot, so hopefully we can find land soon. Otherwise, I think I will just attack with the Bearer and... yeah, now we just trade the Bearer with their 1/1 and hopefully we find a land. Which we do. That's good. Oh, they just trade with the Memory Bearer. So I think that means they have the punch. I play the land, and do I play the Guidebot? I mean, we can't make really use of the creature, the ability here. So I think I will go with the Shrine and put a 1/1 counter on it. So next turn we can play the bot. We can put a 1/1 counter on itself. Maybe if we draw land, we can even put in another 1/1 counter on the Vigor. Now we drew the Apprentice. So I think that's good because we can now play the bot, put a counter on itself. Next turn we can play the Apprentice. We have 3 modified creatures and then we can activate the ability for 1 and hopefully find some more lands. No attacks. This time we don't want to trade. Okay, they put their creature on their 1/1 with Death Touch. So I'm not too worried about that. Let's activate this ability for 1, and we even drew the trainee, so we have another creature we can play here. I mean, it's a pretty good blocker, but let's just be patient, put a 1/1 counter on this one, and play our big beefy creatures soon. Maybe I can attack with the trainee and channel the board to kill their Death Toucher, so we can attack with our other creatures, but still we have the bot, so this can generate a lot of value. What's that? Do they have some sort of board wipe? I will just take 2 damage here. I mean, they must have like a big follow-up. Oh, okay, or just a ninjutsu creature. What does that do? It creates a treasure token. So I guess they just can replay their 1/1. Well, that could have been worse. This 1/1 is getting annoying though. But now I drew another land, so maybe I will... No, it doesn't really matter. If I draw a land with that card, yeah, that doesn't really matter. So I guess I will just play the Prancer, see what we find. It's not even that good, but I also don't want to gain 4 life. At least we put those lands on the bottom. But Kami's Flare would have been good here. So let's take that card, and I think I'm not going to put a 1/1 counter on the Shrine. I will rather draw a card with our bot, which draws at instant speed. I should have had checked that before, but it does. Oh no! They gain control of our Guidebot. That's so mean. Okay, so now we need our Antiquity. First we will draw a card. At least they don't have that many modified creatures, so it's not that good for them, but still, that's so mean. I think I will attack with a Prancer, and I'm fine if they trade with their Death Toucher. At least it's a 2-for-1. And even the Prancer replaced itself, so let's attack with this one and see what we find with Solitude. Well, a Preserver is fine. Okay, they just block like that. That's also fine, I guess. So let's... What's better here? I think the Thief is better, so let's kill that. I mean, I could play the Boar, right? Should I play the... Oh no, I can't anymore, I think. Okay. Yeah, I think I even anyway prefer the boar as a creature here. So let's play this one. Put a 1/1 counter on the trainee because it gets +1/+1 when it attacks, and then we can attack past the Death Toucher. Maybe I also should put some 1/1 counters on the apprentice here. But let's play the heir of the Ancient Fang and see what they do. I mean, if they tap the Guidebot for 3 mana, they at least can't do anything that much else. Well, I guess they also have their Death Toucher as a modified creature because it has an enchantment, so they can activate the bot for 2 mana. It's for 5 mana, you gain control of target artifact or creature, untap it. Okay. What a mean card. I hate it when they steal my creatures. But well, at least we have the Solitude to generate more value. Oh, that's a good one. Well, at least they don't get the value now, but they have a 5 toughness creature, so can we attack with anything here? It has 6 power, so we can't pump anything to kill it or to save our creature. What do we do here? So maybe we won't attack this turn. Yeah, I think there's nothing we can do about that. Well, we can play the boar though. But we probably won't be able to play anything else with the Solitude. Still, I think I will play the boar and attack. Yeah. And I'm fine if they trade it with their 6/5. Man, again? How are they still at 21? The stupid Death Toucher. Oh, okay, they just take it. Well, in that case, we play our land, we play our Renegade, which is a huge 9/3 creature, which can block their 6/5. Okay, they have their own Prancer. Well, this opponent is certainly putting up a fight. And another Death Toucher. So annoying. Those annoying Death Touchers. So again, they can't activate the bot this turn. Ooh, and we find a Skyward. I think I will just attack with our boar. I mean, they can block it with their 1/1, but at least they take 4 and... Well, we have to attack past those 1/1s, those stupid death-touching creatures at some point. So let's do that. I mean, they could even block it with a Prancer. And now we found a Kunai, that's good. So I actually prefer him to block with a Prancer. What am I supposed to do? I mean, I definitely will play the Kunai, but should I kill the bot here? I think so. It costs me 2 more mana. And we have to tap the creature. Equipped creature has pay 1, tap it. But I don't want him to draw cards off of this. So let's kill our bot actually. They can't activate it. They can? How? Ah, they have 2 mana with the Death Toucher thing because of the enchantment. Okay. So we play the Skyward to thin out our deck and to get as soon as possible our huge plant here. So now they get another 2/3 with flying, which is fine. They can attack us in the air. But we will get another reach, or I mean we will get a reach creature next turn and another the turn after, so we should be able to defend ourselves against a few flying creatures here. Like this stupid looking spirit. Okay, another land, which is good. Yeah, I think it was the right choice here to kill our bot. It seems like they have some... Ah, yeah, the renewal, okay. To get back the Prancer and the Bearer of Memory. Oh man. Okay. What do we do against all those creatures? So I guess I will attack with a 9/3, but they will just block with the 1/1, which is annoying, but still we are not doing much else, and I want to draw another card here. Earth is pretty good, so now we can turn all of our creatures into pretty good threats. We get rid of one of their death touches, so let's play Earth and play like what? This land, and I wonder if I should put it on the Apprentice. If it gets up to 5 power and toughness, then we can attack past that Tanuki. I mean, not past it, but if they trade, we can put those counters on another creature and have another big threat. So let's start putting counters on that. We will play another Prancer and find another Earth, which is certainly better than this Saga. So let's play another Earth here. So every land now puts a lot of 1/1 counters on all of our creatures. And next turn we will get a huge plant, like a 11/11, as soon as we play our mountain. But still, this game is far from over. They have so much stuff on their board. What did they find here? 1/3 ninjutsu. It has a death touch counter on it, and when it deals combat damage to a player, you may remove a death touch counter from it, and when you do, excite target artifact or enchantment that player controls. Well, we do have a lot of artifacts and enchantments, or I mean enchantments especially. We don't want them to exile, but at least we can block their flyer here. Okay, that's just a stalker, that's not that scary. Oh boy. As soon as we have the kiki-jiki, we can like copy our 10/10, right? Man, that's so good. So let's first of all recreate our 2/2. And then we play this land. And where do we put those counters on? I mean, just the Apprentice, I think. I mean, I could put one counter on the Prancer. But then what do we do then? We attack and... No, I don't think that's worth it. I will put it on... I mean, I could attack now with our Vigor just to find another card. But if it's a land card, we can't play it. So I don't think we will do anything. We'll just put another counter on it and pass. We still have 11 cards, which is not much. It's not much. So we should be careful here. Okay, but they just drew a land, so that's good. Next turn, what does it do next turn? Oh, we can discard up to 2 cards, but I'm not sure if I even want to discard any cards. I mean, if we draw spells, we're good. If we draw lands, we can trigger the Earths. And I don't want to get closer to get milled out. Oh, but now they can activate their Bearer. They have like 7 8, 9, 11 mana, so they can activate it twice. That's scary. But again, our 11/11 can block like everything, and if the 2/4 attacks... Wait, what? How does it get... Ah, okay, it gets +1, +4, okay. We will decline. This is mean. So let's... I mean... We can put 2 1/1 counters on the Apprentice, but then it can't attack past the stupid Prancer here. We will play a land, and I want to attack this turn, so I think I will just attack with our 8/8. I mean, put 2 counters on this creature. Not sure about that. I mean, I do want to attack just to get the trigger of Solitude. And I don't want to attack with the 11/11 because they just block it with their Death Toucher, and then you can copy it with kiki-jiki. Maybe we just do nothing and play the land and pass? Man, it feels like we're doing too much nothing. I have all those creatures I want to attack. So I mean, if I attack with this one as a 6/6, and they can just bounce off here of the Prancer. Stupid 1/4 equipment. I mean, so I guess I will just play this, put the 1/1 counters on the Vigor. Hopefully we won't find a land, and we attack with it. It has Trample. Man, it's such a good card here. Yeah, but still. And we find a land. Jeez. Stupid game. They can put a 1/1 counter on one of their creatures. I don't care. I mean, I guess I just messed up, but so did they. They could have just blocked with their Prancer, and they could have put a 1/1 counter on it. Okay, next turn we will get our kiki-jiki, but it still has Summoning Sickness. So we can't activate it right away. So they decide to play the Wrecker. Another death-touching creature. So annoying. I want some flyers. What's that? Oh, that's our other shrine. That would have been so good now. Damn. Okay, well, we play our shrine. We won't attack, right? No, there's no... We can't attack with anything really good here. This is scary. This is not a May ability. We have to exile one of our cards. Ah, but we don't have to attack with 1 creature every turn. So we can attack like with 2, and we avoid this ability. They put more counters on their death-touching creature. I mean, I think I will still attack with only 1 creature just to find more action. At least one time. But what can we find here? I mean, we could find like our 3 mana burn spell. A 2 mana burn spell that deals 3. We haven't played it so far, so we could like kill their Death Toucher, or maybe their Beer of Memory. Okay, now we can... What can we do now? Not much. I mean, I can play the land, I can put more counters on something, but there's still the stupid 5/8. So I will just create a token that's a copy of this. Wait. So we could also create a token of Prancer and find another card. We could... What else could we do? Yeah, but I think this is the best thing we can do here. So let's attack with our 12/12. Man, and we... I would love to have the memory, the Beer of Memory right now. So we could give it Trample. Okay, Renegade is not bad. So they jump, because this gets exiled next turn. So I will play the Renegade and play the land and put 2/1/1 counters on our Apprentice. How many lands do we've got left? We have 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13. We will pay 1 to deal 1 damage. And we have no lands in our graveyard. We have 1 land in exile, so 14. So we have like 4 lands left. So 4 of those cards are lands to put more 1/1 counters on our creatures. They keep growing their stupid death-touching creature. I mean, I guess soon we can just go all in. This is the card I was talking about. So I guess I will kill now their other Death Toucher, or maybe their Bearer. They have exactly 6 mana. If we attack with everything, maybe they're just dead. Maybe they are. So we definitely will copy this one. So this is a instant. So if we take with both of those, I mean they can, yeah, I will kill their Death Toucher and attack with both. Then they have to jump with the other Death Toucher. Well, they don't have to, but I think I can. Let's do this. So I kill this one. Ah no, they can put a counter on it, but they did not. And I guess I kind of messed up. So let's attack with all of those. They can eat one of our creatures. So I guess I can attack with more creatures here. They cannot one-hit us next turn, right? They have 10, 11, 12, 13, 17. Well, they can. So I should leave something back, like the trainee, this token, and our... I mean, I guess I can just kill him if I attack with everything. So they block here, they jump here, those 2 are blocked, and then they block 3 more creatures. So I attack with everything. They block like this one, and this, and this, and then, no, this, and this, and then take 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, and they also have blocked this, so yeah. This should do it. Okay, and this is the 7th win. Pretty good draft here.